What's going on there, everyone, and welcome back to another video with Dracon. As you can see, we're going into another one. This is from Critical Role. Yeah, I've done a few models from them, but this is one I want to do because it had some cool stuff in it. The Monsters of Tol'Dorei 1, Set 1. Now, as you can see here, we got some cool creatures. We're going to open up and get some nice up-close shots of them where we're going to really enjoy their sculpts and take a look and let them speak for themselves and how good they are. So, without further ado, because we're not going to spend the whole box to look at all the different artworks, because we all know the artworks never match the model precisely. And we're just going to see how good these products came out from WizKids with their collaboration with D&D. And I know, yes, D&D is controversially having things happening, but you know what? The models are all I need from them. So let's get to it. We need to stop recording. Did it stop? Okay, everyone, sorry. Trying to fix on there. Holy crap, opening that box was a nightmare. I don't know why the company does that. And I was actually getting my breath back because they put so many twist ties and so many little plastic baubles to stop these things from moving inside that I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I gotta grab a freaking sword and just go crazy chopping it open. Holy crap, that was so much effort. Sorry, Dracon was getting close to whipping out the flames to burn that sucker open to just be like, I've had enough! Time for the big guns! Okay. But this is number 1, the Deep Keeper. Now, as we can tell, this is basically an aboleth. I don't know why they didn't just call it an aboleth, maybe because they didn't want D&D to have like any type of control over Critical Role. I don't know. Or he's a named aboleth and the Deep Keeper is his name. Look, guys, I haven't watched Critical Role in a while, so I don't remember how this goes. But, I mean, honestly, though, it's really cool, since this is how aboleths kind of are. I wish it had the long horns that the aboleth has that are supposed to be like the representation of its brain growth, unless it's the ones by the mouth. I like the kind of multiple teeth rows, and the eyes have that sort of, what's that word I'm looking for? It's not like, it's not soullessness. It's something. What is it called? There's a word I'm looking for. I don't know. If you guys know the word, throw it in the comments. But like, I like the design. It's very simple. I wish there was a little bit of difference on the spines. I wish they were a little different colored. But for what it is, it's a cool tentacled giant fish monster on a huge base with a nice wavy water effect. Thank God we didn't get a little peg. I hate those. I love this new effect that WizKids has kind of decided to go with these big, sort of strong base holders, like these strong little bits. Love them. Like, that's a nice water effect, too. It's nice. Very simple water effect, but very good. And as you see the monster, great profile, great tendrils, great look, great slimy look. It looks slimy, even though it's not. So, really awesome. I don't know if it needs a tongue or anything like that. I don't think it does. It's got enough whiskers, so. I kind of like also they did the 3-eyed option and not just, like, made, like, 4 eyes and all uniform. I kind of like the odd number symmetry going on, so really nice. Very nice. But let's move on from number 1 to number 2. So here we have number 2, the Cinder Slag Elemental. This is one I actually liked, and the only thing I could say, I wish his translucent plastic being used in there for all the little like lava spots, I wish they were brighter. I think they would have been a little bit better if they were brighter, but maybe it's because they didn't like do like clear through clear, because some spots you see are a little lighter because it looks like it's getting through the plastic, and it doesn't have this big rock plastic blocking it, creating dark spots. Or honestly, I really wish they had put a little bit of like a dry brushing of orange on there. Something to help kind of make it different, because it kind of almost looks like a bleeding golem. And for a Cinder Spire, I'd imagine a little bit more lava-y. A little more lava-y. But still, I do like it because it's an elemental. It's not a rock elemental. It's not a fire elemental. It's a combination. I think we need more combination elementals. Because think about it, fire and water and all this stuff don't stay separated forever. They all come together, and it's the meeting of those that create the changes in nature and environments. But anyway, overall though, really nice. Big hulking brute. He is only large class. I honestly think this one could get away with being on a huge base. But you know what? Most elementals you get are large. You don't get a lot of huge ones anyway, so I guess I understand it. I get it. He's not super big compared to like the Earth Elemental I've seen out there in the Fangs and Talons set from Wizards. So it works. I also do like how he only has 3 fingers too. I love when these things don't have the human hand. They shouldn't always have a human hand. And his feet are more like just blocks than they are like with toes and stuff. So really good. I don't know if I want him having eyes though. Most elementals seem to have eyes. I kind of like him not having eyes. Yeah, you know, I like him without eyes. It works. I like him without the eyes. I gotta say, this one, though, like the other one, very great model, great execution. I love the little bit of translucent. Wish it was a little brighter somehow. Like, maybe if they could have put a little, like, a yellow paint on the inside, so it would be getting yellow in there, not, like, a reverse of dark granite color. But overall, excellent model. Excellent model. This is good. This is what I want to see more from Wizards of the Coast. And that is these kind of things, whether they're agreeing to it or if they're telling WizKids yes or no, whatever's going on, this is the kind of stuff I want to see. Things that are good and look nice out the box. So here we have number 3, the Cobalt Golem. Now this is another one I actually really wanted and was tempted to buy separate because he's just so unique. It's so cool to see like a kind of almost prismatically rainbowed, almost like a, not just cobalt, but almost like a, bismuth. Like, you know, you have all the colors and reflections going on. I kind of like it. And I kind of like this sort of like kind of night look, but sort of chunky look going for him but not clean edging. Like you see, it's all rough edges. It literally looks like you took big chunks of cobalt, did some shaping, stuck it together, gave him like a, I don't know if that's a cobalt sword. I don't know if cobalt comes in a silver color like that. Still cool. I mean, I like the look of it. It all looks really good. I don't know if that's actually considered a sword. That might be considered a polearm. I know to a human character, that's definitely a polearm, and that's a big weapon. A character carrying that would be doing a lot. Sorry about that. My light dipped out for a second there. Don't know why, but it did. Now, as you can see, he does have a little bendy weapon syndrome. Not a big deal. A little hot water flame will fix that. I do like the eyes. I like that he's just got dot eyes. He doesn't have like a slice, like a helmet slice, or a slit in a helmet to look through. I kind of like he's got some eyes. Now, I don't know if he's like a solid construction or if there is gaps inside his body. But I like it. I think getting unique style golems, I think at this point is necessary. We've always had, oh, you got a stone golem, a clay golem, and an iron golem. Whoopee. Those are getting old. They got the animated suits. They're technically kind of a golem in a sense. But like it's getting old. We need something new. And I like this. I like this cobalt golem. He's cool looking. He looks nice. And honestly, I could see this being a creature that one of your players could get luckily make a pact with or something and turn it into a familiar, or like, I don't know, he gets the crown on and it summons him from wherever he is ethereally and he just fights for you kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool. Or like, you know, maybe there's a spell called Cobalt Summoning where like you know, sorry, that sounds like Cobalt Summoning. Hold on. Cobalt Guardian, where you slam the ground, you become immobile, but you summon a Cobalt Guardian that like you take on as an ooh, that's not a really good way for that spell to work. You take him on as like an avatar, so you can't do any spells, which is and you can't move your body, which is kind of like the whole, this would be the counter to it. But this thing is your new body. Like you get all of its strength stats, all of its power, all of its abilities. I think that'd be a really cool idea. And I might use that in my next campaign. I didn't think of that, but now that I got this thing reviewed and able to be in the miniature library for options, ooh, the brain gears are turning and I like it. I am counting the gold as I sit there and think about all the ways. But let's move on. So here we have one I really wanted to, the Magma Land Shark. And dang, this one's cool. I like it because you're basically saying you took a land shark, the terrifying Boule, and you made it magnified. Like, it's lava variant. And I kind of like it. Now, I like that I wish he had some translucent lava in his spines a little bit. But at the same time, I kind of get it. Because if you look at his mouth and his eyes and stuff, and, like, the crackles, it looks like the fire is internal. And, like, it's not an outward thing. It's more of his insides are hot. And I kind of like that, actually, in a sense. Because it's more like he's an internal furnace. So you wouldn't exactly say this thing has to only be in lava areas. Because he can create his own lava underground. Like, but I just love his design. He just looks aggressive. And we finally get to see what a Boule is like above the ground. So, you know, really cool. I mean, like, we've seen Boules with the unpainted D&D model. And then, like, you know, some of the newer Boules that are jumping out of the ground versus being in the ground thing. I like that. But, like, this one's just cool. I like the tail. He kind of, honestly, you could even use this for a, what is it? Red Hellspawn. Those, Tiamat created things that are like devils. Because, like, he looks like it. He looks very similar. He's very similar to a dragon. The head's a Boule, obviously. But if you needed a proxy, you could do that too. I don't necessarily understand the yellow top fangs and the white under fangs. I don't know if that's a mispaint. But I kind of also like it because it gives a little bit of reason to look at his whole mouth. It's kind of cool. He actually, you know, he kind of gives me Baragon vibes from like the old Godzilla, old Baragon, who shoots like the fire breath attack or his magma heat ray and stuff. Honestly, I would use him kind of as a variant. I kind of wish I had a horn like Baragon on it. I don't want the ears because those would be too adorable, but I think this is pretty cool. I wish he had like sort of the horn on his nose though, just for as a throwback would have been cool. Because it's already kind of throwback. He's got the sort of same back look going. Man, I mean, goodness, I'd be tempted to throw a picture if I didn't think I'd probably get in trouble. But anyway, very awesome model. This one is a nice one and definitely one I enjoy. Okay, and here we have number 5, the Miscath Gorgon. Now, ouch, I will say, ow, it actually hurt when I grabbed this one because he was really spiky. I didn't think on it, and he stabbed me pretty good. And I was like, ooh. Like, he put some, like, indents into my hand, and I was like, ouch. Didn't cause blood, but dang, spiky boy. And I do like how they did add the little smoke effects on the nose for the Gorgon's, like, you know, petrification breath they do, or the paralysis breath, or, you know, all that. And I really like it. Actually, I believe it's petrification. Like, it petrifies you, if I remember correctly. It's hard to remember. I haven't looked at Gorgon stats in a while, but it looks good. I think it's better than the, I don't know if he's better than D&D's Gorgon. I'm not sure how I feel about the spikes, but he is supposed to be a special Gorgon, so I kind of let it go. Thank goodness they did not go like the, what's the one I'm thinking of? I'm trying to remember the type of the Gorgon. It's not called a Gorgon because it's Pathfinder, but the Pathfinder's Gorgon, which has similar spikes going on and serrations on the antlers, or on the horns, and it just looks wrong. This one, it looks good because the serrations are small. The spikes are with the body and in certain spots that make sense. Like, got a few spikes on the flank, mostly on that front for that upwards charge to make it more aggressive. The spiky tail, even hoof spikes, I like those because, like, it's also a dark steel. It's not like the Pathfinder's Gorgon, which is way too bright. This one, I like it. It has the nose snort just like the D&D's one. I'd be tempted to pull them out for comparison, but, like, I don't want to ruin this one's greatness. I like the red eyes. I like everything about it. It's a cool, special Gorgon. I would honestly give this a variant too. I don't know if I'd call it the Mechanith Gorgon as this thing because that's a little bit noisy. I would honestly just call this like the Brutal Gorgon or something. Like, it's a variant like that's survived long enough that it's gotten even more dangerous over time and grew spikes to cause more damage to its foes, you know, and keep itself more protected in its guard of its charge. Whether it guards a labyrinth or guards, you know, a king's special chamber, something. I don't know. But really cool. I do like it. Really awesome. And a very nice paint job. Very well done. And here we have number 6, the Platinum Golem. Now, I gotta say, for Golem, I kind of like it. I like the red runic marks all over him. Because, you know, if you had a warrior in your group that's known for runic magic, you could figure it out. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like underworld magic, devil magic. I don't know what kind of magic it is, but it looks cool. It's a nice contrast to the just straight platinum. It gives it depth, I guess I would say. Like, it gives it more of a unique feel to it. It doesn't just seem like your standard typical run-of-the-mill Golem Slayer. My camera's refocusing. I just like it. Now, they did give it the whole black spatial face type thing. They didn't try to put any details under the mask, which is fine. I actually like it for this one. They didn't give it, like, red eyes, which I thought would be a little too dark. It would make it feel like it's a abomination of the underworld that devils would use or demons. But I like it. And platinum is a good metal. I do think this would be a very useful thing for your group to get a hold of, even if they killed it, taking its parts to sell, because that's still platinum. That's platinum. That is a currency in D&D, and if your characters can, you know, get chunks of platinum to sell, this thing's probably worth a crap load of money. I mean, like, this thing is literally probably worth its weight in literal gold. Actually, 10 times its weight in gold. I mean, if your group could get this big boy, like, chopped up into bits and then sold, or, like, pulled apart into bits, put him in a bag of holding, get him to a artificial guy, he'd probably literally say you have an unlimited line of credit. Whatever you want, you get for the rest of your days. Because he's like, that's just pure platinum. Like, it's pure platinum monstrosity. Or, well, sorry, a pure platinum artifact of, you know, just great power. I mean, golems are pretty useful. Plus, he could use it around the shop, and it's a sign of wealth, and he could even just, like, ride on it and be like, if it's like a gnome, he could ride on his shoulder and be like, you're going to have to deal with Platty. It's like, who the heck is Platty? This guy walks out, dukes the frickin', pulls up his dukes, fights the bandits, and your group's just like, dang, he's been doing great since we gave him that thing. But really nice. A really nice model, and I do like it. Okay, and here we have 7, 8, and 9. I just did them all as a group because they're kind of all the same thing. This is Voss Scrivis, is the green actual snake man you can see. And 1 second. Yeah, so here we have Voss Scrivis and his gang. As you can see, really cool Snake Man. Nice detail in the scales. And I don't know if they're called something different. I didn't really look them up, but I just kind of see him as like, you know, invisible or spirit guardian, something like that. I do like the yellow on his back. That little striping yellow is a nice touch. Now, I don't know why they didn't just put him on medium bases. I think they would have been better with that to make them more as like with Yanti, a player character, which would be kind of cool. I know some abominations for the Yanti. Now, I'm going off, obviously, D&D, are like, you know, snake men like this, where they have the arms and mostly snake bodies, but their intelligence is up, you know, and they're considered amazing. Like the Yanti that look like humans are considered low to them. These are like the pure bloods. These are the ones that are like as close as possible to their, you know, ancient masters. Sorry, the camera's trying to focus on multiples going around at once. But yeah, I just thought I'd get them all in there at once because it's three of the same thing, except like one's got a knife, the other one's got a spear. Or is it a spear? Yeah, it looks like a spear. And one's got a bow. I do wish the bow one had a string, but maybe they couldn't get it because it would be hard. Oh no, actually, wait, no, he's also got a spear, doesn't he? Yeah, that's a spear. Okay, 2 spear ones, and then you got one with a knife. Now, like I said, I don't know if this species has the ability to turn invisible. I have not watched Critical Role's thing in so long that I don't remember any of that. But still really cool. I don't know what the mark on his chest is. If that's like a paint defect. 1 second, actually, I'm going to look at it. Yeah, okay, it looks like that's like a paint defect. I'm not sure why, but it is. Maybe there's a little heavy on the wash there at one point. But overall, I would say a great model. Great little trio. I think one only. I think these 3 count as like a single part of the box. Not one each, because they're just not big enough for it. Like, I wish they were a bit beefier for snake folk if they're going to put them on large bases, like a little bit bigger body and everything. Because, like, we've seen the D&Ds, I believe it was Tyranny of Dragons did it, where they had one of the Abomination Snake Men, where it's like this big serpent guy in a medium base. You're kind of looking at it going like, dang, he barely fits on that sucker. But I guess if someone wanted to be a snake man, there you go. You could be the Abomination style with the big tail and no legs. And I wonder if, like, walking a lot would chafe the stomach. Like, would it chase your stomach and lower half because you don't have legs? I don't know. Existential question I thought of. If you guys have any idea, throw it in the comments. Maybe you think it would, or if you agree or disagree. Anyway, guys, that is the whole set. Now, I got this set for, actually, surprisingly, it was $20 on sale. I don't know if it's gone up or down at the time. I think these Critical Role boxes, they've a little bit dropped in price. This, like I said, at the time of me recording this video, the last time I looked. But that was a while ago, and I could be wrong. I haven't looked back since because I already bought one, so I haven't had a chance to look back. And it's like with The Rock. I get them on sale, and I gotta say, so far with them, they have been amazingly great products to throw into the library for models to use. The Ember Rock was awesome because not only is it an Ember Rock, I could use it for a Phoenix and stuff like that. And it's a giant bird, which is cool. Because the Giants need something they can throw at dragons that flies. Other than throwing, I guess, Cloud Giants or Storm Giants. But anyway, really awesome. I love this. Honestly, no, I had thought, but I lost it. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today, guys. If you come this far in the video, I thank you very much. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Dragon Army. Always appreciated. Helps the channel grow. Smash that like button. Throw any comments, concerns, ideas down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I actually do love hearing from you. And I will respond if you have a question or if you have an idea. I am like that. Sorry, my camera for some reason is focusing more on them. There we go. I don't know why it was focusing on the background, not my models. What the heck, camera? Jeez, Canon, deciding things for me. Of course, then they move in and out of the focus range, but that's what I get for doing 3 at a time in this situation. Anyway, and if you guys want to, please do share with your friends. Help them enjoy as well. And I hope to see you all next time. Have a great one, and bye-bye.